To a different refugee exodus, not from Ukraine, but the Russians who are trying to get out, the ones who do not agree with Vladimir Putin's war in Ukraine and the ripple effect that it's having as the country they knew and grew up in is transforming right before their eyes. Increasingly, Putin has moved to suppress those with opposing views and quash protests. Byron Pitts reports.
3 million Ukrainians have fled their devastated country in just 20 days, and they're not the only ones leaving home. Russian citizens who disagree with the war are also trying to get out of their own country. Thousands of residents there at odds with President Putin's regime and their country's relentless assault on their neighbors. Leaving is an increasingly difficult endeavor since Russia closed its airspace to European airlines.
For months, I received emails and calls from my friends saying that I need to leave, that this is too dangerous, but I ignored this.
Konstantin Sonin fled the country just days ago after the warnings increased.
But then I started to get calls from people who were not my friends, but sometimes government officials, saying that I probably should to leave.
The University of Chicago professor was on sabbatical in his home country when the invasion began.
The Russian government, after the start of the war, basically closed down every outlet that I was writing for. They closed down the TV channel that I went to. They closed down Facebook, so it became dangerous, and it also became sort of useless to be there.
A few weeks after invading Ukraine, Russian President Vladimir Putin signed a law that makes the spread of, quote, fake information punishable by up to 15 years in prison.
Everyone who speaks against war, even using the word war, could be prosecuted criminally.
The Russian playbook is designed around disinformation. It is really clear that if they are starting to crack down on free press, if they're cracking down on their own people's access to social media and outside sources of information, that the war is not going well. And that the only way for them to maintain any hope of trying to win this war is they have to keep the truth from their people.
The main propaganda about the war is that there is no war. There are some skirmishes and there are no casualties on the Russian side, and basically they are trying to establish order in Ukraine because the main premise of starting this war was that there is no government in Ukraine.
Alexei Skripko rushed his wife and 4 children out of the country last week as the war in Ukraine escalated.
You see those news reports that the Russian army, the Russian troops are in Ukraine, and it's a shock for you.
They're temporarily living in Armenia.
It's basically this feeling of helplessness is, something bad is going on, and you can't do much to change it. Leaving is one of the options, and for me, it was the only one.
He, too, was worried about Putin's restrictions on free speech.
When you cannot call a spade, that means something bad is going on. So I don't want my children to be part of it, and I don't want to be part of it myself.
Putin is also trying to silence critics online. Russia has opened a criminal case after Meta eased its rules allowing threats of violence against invading Russian forces and, some cases, Russian leaders. Meta saying in part that the policy is temporary and only applied in Ukraine itself, and that we have no quarrel with the Russian people. We will not tolerate Russophobia or any kind of discrimination, harassment, or violence towards Russians on our platform. Inside Russia, Facebook has already been restricted and Instagram blocked. The head of Instagram posting this message.
The Russian government has decided to block Instagram in Russia, cutting off millions of people from loved ones and friends around the world.
It is entirely plausible that the playbook that Putin and his government is working, sure, might have worked in 1980. I don't know that it works in 2022. I don't know that you can take a state that had freedom and restrict it.
Anaida Zadikian is a Russian immigrant and an immigration attorney in Los Angeles.
The main reason why people would leave Russia or any other country is because they don't feel safe over there. They are scared for their lives. They feel like their life has been threatened, and if they just stay there any longer, they might, face harsh consequences or even get killed in some cases.
In February, the southern border reported 769 encounters with Russian asylum seekers. That compares to just 72 encounters in February of last year. These may be some of the last Russian asylum seekers for a while. as Putin may tighten his grip on his people. Alexei Skripko says he hopes to return to Russia, but wants a change in Russian policies first. And he has a message for Ukrainians.
Well, I could say I apologize, but this is too little. I'm ashamed. I'm sorry, but I realize that these words, they cannot convey the depth of my feelings. So my message has always been, if you would like to help someone, help the Ukrainians.
As a Russian, I feel shame and guilt, although as many Russians who feel shame and guilt now, for years, we were trying to do something to stop this, to stop side of the war. I'm sorry we were not able to do this.
Our thanks to Byron.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.